outside. They looked better to make the breakthrough that time. Jacob Stroud, though, trying to get away on the inside, wasn't as good a start. I think it might have been Matt Hugenboozem looking in a better place. This is a fantastic class. Unfortunately, here with our injury to Sean, we've lost his class out of it. I tell you what, Matthew Hugenboozem fighting back, getting better health-wise every weekend now since his crash 2 weeks ago. Gav Veltmeyer up there, Johnny Lewis, we know of his excellence now in SuperliteR22016 racing, and of course young Jacob Stroud, who had their amazing back page feature on the Southland Times last Monday morning in place of Scott Moy. A nice little funny story that people have been happy to pick up on, with James Knowles and there Mike Talbot on that converted motocross bike. And welcome back to Richard Newbury. Richard doing Superlite B class here today, so not contesting the overall series. And in a lot better position, so nice to see him. We've got Chris Huddleston out there as well, who's been doing some more riding, and Chris, well, as he says to me yesterday, just keeping up the numbers, Neil. Still want to get out there and have some fun and enjoy the sport, so great to see him. Look out for it in our top three at the moment. It's Gav Veltmeyer, GBR, that's Gavin Veltmeyer Racing, the man out of Auckland on the Coleman Suzuki supported Pro Twin. Now the difference is we've got the likes of the SV650 in this class in Superlite. That's because it's been a modified bike rather than the Pro Twin of a more standard configuration. So the modified bike's going to Superlite, and Gav Veltmeyer to get away. Love the fact that we've now come here to Levels Raceway. More of a rider circuit, doesn't have the biggest straight advantages like you'll find at the likes of Ruapuna or Terra Tonga, although this is one significant straight, the infield being a lot tighter. And we saw only yesterday from qualifying just how much other riders had benefited from the track change, and just hoping if you can give your feedback and let us know. We'd like to know just whether we are making enough noise out there. We want to keep you informed with what's going on, but on the other hand, very conscious of not making too much noise that they hear us in Temuka or down the road at a complaining neighbour. So just want to make it a nice balance for everybody here. Understand not a lot of our commentary was heard through race number 1, but thanks to Rob Woodard we were joined up here, and Spider and myself getting away to a great day with a whole lot of fun, including a lap record out there to Bailey Perrott and our new 600 class Pro Twin class, taking the lap record from local star Johnny Small, who had held it for a few years. So Johnny, I spotted him in the crowd yesterday as a spectator. Hope you come back today, and wishing you at some stage a nice return to our sport. Maybe that's just the incentive you need. Your lap record broken on your home track, you need to come back and take it back again. But keen to look out for young Jacob in our lineup as well. So there he goes, and I tell you what, Gav Veltmeyer didn't know which way he'd gone that time. Gav had a reasonable break on him for the previous lap Spider, but I tell you what, we've just seen Jacob come through, and on that occasion an advantage of 0.482, so half a second. That's quite decent in race terms for these guys. But pleasure to be back here at Level Spider, a circuit you've enjoyed as well.
Oh, definitely. It's only 5 weeks since I've been here for the CAMS meeting early December. I've done 4 meetings commentating between them. This just gets addictive, and I do like Levels. It's just an amazing track for racing, and certainly from commentary. They disappear out of our sight for a momentary, maybe 20 seconds or something like that, but that's quite good. That gives you a chance to look at some other stuff and see what's going on. And right now, Jacob Stroud's got that break. Gavin Veltmeyer's under pressure big time from Matthew Hugenboozem. Matthew won one of the races at Ruapuna 2 weeks ago, but had a big crash in the qualifying, and unfortunately got taken out by another bike that had a machine failure, so he was limping around last weekend and not on fire last weekend. But he's right out there following Gavin Veltmeyer. In fact, as we say that, he pulls up almost side by side. It's all about the slipstreaming down the main straight. Jacob Stroud got a gap of nearly a second, 0.955, but there we go. Veltmeyer is being swallowed up almost by Matt Hugenboozem. He tries up on the inside. Remember, this is one of the closer tracks for the Hugenboozem family, so he's a lot more mileage around here than Gavin Veltmeyer. But in fact, there he goes through, takes the pass. I think I get the idea that Gavin run a little bit wide on that John Jones steel corner, Neil Ritchie.
Yes, indeed, and good to have this Mr. Boats sponsor class. Mr. Boats, your one-stop boat shop. Thank you, Mr. Boats. That's mrboats.co.nz at home at Timaru here. Open Monday to Friday and Saturdays to 1 as well. Thank you to Belinda and Jason for getting behind us. Mr. Boats, what a great name for a boat shop. We all understand exactly what it is. I think that's great marketing. So Mr. Boats, one-stop boat shop. And we know a lot of moto people that have a boat when you're here in the South Canterbury region, because we're not too far away from the lakes, or of course an opportunity to be out to sea as well. So gotta love your boating in these parts. So well done, as we are keen to check it out. Jacob Stroud, Matthew Hugenboozem, Gavin Veltmeyer, who led 2 laps ago. He's back in 3rd place and already drops off at 2.5 seconds from James Knowles, Richard Newberry up there. The Richard Newberry again, former Superlite champion, and he's come back not quite the same bike that he's got. In fact, it's a borrowed bike, not his bike that he'd had. And more importantly, that he's keen to make up the numbers, because he shifted back here into the South Canterbury region, and with him some great help from Andy Bolwell at Colin Klein Motorcycles. Neat to have Richard back on the racetrack. And a rider like Johnny Lewis would normally be in the top 3 or 4, but when you've got a former champion like Richard Newberry in your field, Johnny unfortunately has got to pay back there in 6, followed by Max Olsen, Graham Boyd, local hero Brett Garvin. Well, he's a hero for me anyway, for the way he rides, with Pete Young, Chris Huddlestone, Derek Partridge and Mike Talbot. I was actually expecting better from Mike today. I think he might have a bike problem somehow, that he's that far back, because being on the modified moto machine, he's obviously got the ability, a lightweight bike, to flick it around on the tighter circuit, and just struggling there. Spider's pointed out part of it, of what they call McKissick here at Levels, is the part that's out of sight as well. Oh, now look for Matthew Hugenboos' Spider. He's made up a lot of good ground. Would he have had the fastest lap in that last lap? I'd suggest so.
It's gone from 1.3 seconds. Jacob Stroud had 1.3 seconds in that last lap between first and second. Is now down to 0.203, so that's a massive reeling, 0.8 of a second. And Matthew Hugenboos in last lap was a 109.5, and Jacob Stroud was nearly a second slower, or in fact over a second, just about 1.1 seconds. We're watching him go down that back straight into the braking marker. Matthew Hugenboos shines in this corner, but no, Jacob Stroud breaks a little bit of a... He just gets bigger corner speed round there. He just maybe smaller man. Remember, they're completely different motorcycles. Jacob Stroud's riding a 600cc Yamaha that's had one cylinder effectively taken out of the system. It's now 450 triple, whereas Matthew Hugenboos is on more of a Pro Twin type. Oh no, he's got the Honda 3. The Honda 3. He's got the Honda 3. That's right. He's sometimes run the Pro Twin, but no, he's on the Honda, the borrowed Honda, Andrew Rudd's machine. So Gavin Veltmeyer dropped right off the pace there, or is it just that Matthew Hugenboos is a class of his own and really nap it away? We saw 0.203 of a second in the last lap. It's going to be tighter coming across the start-finish line. It's going to be tighter. It's now 0.120. There's Veltmeyer. Have a look at this machine, mate. I just had a look at the frame yesterday and the build quality of this frame. They got a car builder to build it, and the first ever bike frame is built, and the carbon fibre Dymags are absolutely, oh mate, they're beautiful, beautiful wheels, eh? And it's just it's a very highly spec'd V-twin motor, and fast as fast, but not fast as these two 450s out in the front, Neil. Well, in fact, there we go, and look at Gav down there. He's looking good in his own performance, but the two guys, of course, are bolted out there. The two young guns, as we've got, with particularly young Jacob Stroud in his debut year of full-time road racing, outside of having one-off rides in the past, and also, in fact, probably appropriate to talk about from the class point of view. And we did have that time. We were missing that one. Superlites, here we go, Superlites. Our points, of course, as we are at the moment. Sean with the lead, unfortunately not here to defend racing. He had a 52-point lead, so he already had 2 races on everybody else. So that's going to be, he'll still have the lead after today. Actually, still with 2 dots of 25, so he's still in the lead after today. From Gav Veltmeyer, who was tied on points with Jacob Stroud, going back to Johnny Lewis, and but believe it or not, Matt Hugenboos, of course, of only getting in point scoring in 3 out of the previous 6 races, he's going to be in with a real chance as well. So looking good, Spider. Oh, absolutely looking outstanding out the track. It was 0.120 the last lap. It's as the white flag's out, and it's now 127 of a gap. But I tell you what, looking at these lap times, we've got a 109.843 for Jacob Stroud out there in lean. 1,000ths of a second quicker, or 109.842 is Matthew Hugenboos. Mate, there's nothing in it. And the big thing is, you might be able to get side by side, but it's taking that last minute pass, and it could all be down to back markers as well. There may be some back markers that these boys out in the front come across. But 1,000ths of a second. I said a lap or so before that Jacob Stroud was 1.1 seconds slower. He may have got balked somewhere, but he's certainly up the ante. He would have been able to hear that bike right in there. They go into the hairpin. There's half a bike length in it. As Jacob Stroud comes in a little bit tighter, Matthew Hugenboos, it was half a bike length. Maybe it's 4 or 5 bikes. They're coming along towards the bus stop. That's the big chicane coming onto the front straight, and Hugenboos tries up on the outside, but it's very, very tight through here. It's going to be a race to the line. It is going to be a race to the line. Number 11, Jacob Stroud, and 0.183. Just Jacob seems to have that drive out of the corners a little bit more. So there we go. Gavin Veltmeyer in 3rd place. Richard Newberry, bang. Superlite B up into 4th. James Knowles, Johnny Lewis goes through there. Johnny Lewis goes through there, and